Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Etheria restart video. So in today's video, guys, we have to talk about the patch notes because this is like a huge win. Um, I will say though, because I talked about the developer log, I don't know why they didn't include some of the things that are in this patch note in that, by the way, but I wanted them to take care of some housekeeping stuff before they did something to bring players back, which I was mentioning a collab, because even though this patch is great, it's not going to bring people back. That's the problem. So you still need to find some big kind of event to bring people back. But anyway, this is good, and I do want to talk about it. So first thing on the patch that I do want to discuss is Navette. This is the character that I'm going to be pulling for two reasons. One, she's a crowd control hero, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's like a crowd control damage unit, and the fact that she's hollow means that I now have a decent pick against Tiamat. In the past, I would usually have to just go full CC, and if my opponent also went full CC counter, I'd have a hard time with Tiamats. So yeah, Navette, I'm pretty excited about her. And I'm going to try and pull as many copies as I can. I got some summons saved up because I think her prowesses are going to be like Heinrich's, where she'll have effect accuracy down here. So I will need additional copies. I don't know what they're going to put in the crit rate spot because she can't crit. So if they put attack percentage, that'd be cool. I'm assuming they're just going to keep it the same, though, and do like effect accuracy and effect res. And if that's the case, that's going to stink, but whatever. So that's who I'm going for. I will say that SSR Ditting does look cool, but anyway. So the other things that I wanted to discuss is the Shell Lab. We knew this was coming. However, they did do the thing that I was afraid they were going to do, which is there's only one. I really was hoping that they would have done two, but it is what it is. So what I would recommend when it comes to the Shell Lab is this. I know it's probably been a pain for a lot of people trying to find the right shell, whether it's, a jackal guard or an artisan with the perfect triple matrices, or maybe even farming Sharon for like Dark Moon or Halloween. But I would recommend whatever Grim Pursuit you have a hard time farming the most, like consistently at a decent clip, like under if you have to farm something over a minute, that's the shell that I would be targeting if I were you. So for me, Rango Kutsu is super annoying to farm. I don't like doing it. So my shell of choice is going to be the Swift Rush, Bulwark, Swift Smite piece. It's what I'm wanting. I'm a CC player, so I can have as many of these as I could possibly get my hands on. But that's my own personal strategy. They also mention, that new PvE game mode, which is the Nether Quarry, where it's kind of just fighting against the other whales in the game to try and get to the top of the ranks, and you get some new items. So the Prism Dice is very valuable. We'll talk about that in a second. The Lumina Prototype, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's another form of summoning. Like, I don't even know what it could possibly be, but we'll wait and see. So let's see what this game mode has to offer. I'm sure it's going to be hard, and I'll try and bring out some guides on it as soon as it gets here. But the Prism Dice pertains to this module re-rolling kind of system. This is somewhat typical in these gear PvP gotcha games nowadays, and we're getting it here, which is important. And there's a couple things that you probably need to pay attention to now on your account that you weren't really paying attention to in the past. Now, they talk about two different types of re-rolling, and it's not very clear here on what you're re-rolling for. This one says to reroll all sub-matrices and upgrade outcomes of the selected module. What I don't know with this is if this rerolls just the substats and you have to reroll the gear again, because that could be a thing, or if this means that if you have a piece, like if we go to our inventory here, if we have a piece like let's say, where's my piece? Right here. So this speed has a red roll on it. disregard that it has speed. Let's say that this has HP, like flat HP, flat defense, effect accuracy, and attack percentage. I can then re-roll this piece and it will bring up all new substats, but the rolls will stay in place, meaning that if I roll speed on that top line where the flat HP was, I will then get a speed roll like this. I think that's what this line in the patch note means. But, I just don't know. So, whoops, accidentally opened Copilot. Sorry. And then this resonance tuning. So this says use synchron dice to reroll the upgrade outcomes of the current submatrix. So this could mean a few things. What I think it means, though, is if you had a piece where you have the perfect substats, but it didn't roll the way that you want, you can revert it back, take all of your coins back, and then re-roll it again and see if you get better rolls this time. So both those pieces are still super valuable. I've seen in other gacha games where you can only do it once, and I think that's a terrible system. I really hope they don't do that. I hope it's just something that you can continue to re-roll. And if you can, man, huge change. What you have to look out for now on your account is literally any any piece of gear that triple rolls, quad rolls, 5 times rolls is going to be very, very valuable. Anytime you have a piece that has like 4 sub attributes on it now, it doesn't matter if it has speed. What you're going to do is you're going to roll this up to like 6 or 9. Okay, so I missed here, right? I can still roll this again to 9. I got 3 different rolls. This is an immediate trash. This one, we already have speed, but it rolls speed here, crit rate. Again, 3 pieces, immediate trash. It doesn't matter that, we rolled speed once. So this is what you're going to do. Like all 3 different categories, stinks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Like we're getting destroyed here. This is basically my life though, so. All right, so here we got a double roll. Now we got a triple roll, okay? If we take it up to 15, this piece right here is 100% keep, because whenever these new items come out, what we can do is we can use the items to re-roll this and hopefully get speed up here. And if we do, that's going to be a 15 speed piece in Bulwark, right? So huge change. I'm really excited about this. I don't know why they didn't talk about it in the developer log, because this is like a huge deal. I guess the only thing that still matters is whether or not these items are going to be widely accessible. If you can get maybe 5 rerolls a week, that's going to be nice. 20 rerolls a month, I'd really like that. If it's like one reroll a week, I don't know. But then they also talk about a couple other things that were really good. The first one is you're going to be able to take a piece all the way from 0 to 15 if you want, 0 to 12. So this is a good quality of life change. What I would recommend is you always take a piece to +9. You could also do +6 if you want, but I think +9 is absolutely fine. And then after that, you can go to 12 and then 15. We'll roll some gear whenever we get a chance, whenever this new patch hits, and we'll see what we can get here. They also have auto reconfig. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about this the other day. So basically, after we recycle these, what you've had to do for your shells recently is you'd have to go in here, you'd have to reconfigure, abandon, reconfigure, and now what you're going to be able to do is say if you want to stop on a shadow dash passive roll, you can lock that in and it's going to re-roll all of your training data and all of your chips until you hit shadow dash. I don't know if you're going to be able to specify like a red shadow dash roll, I assume you would, but the thing you have to be conscious of is it could completely take away all of your reconfig chips without hitting the passive. So just be a little weary of that uh, before you go do that. But that is, again, like another huge, quality of life change. And then this one is also awesome. Basically, all of the little nodes, because I'm pretty sure the boss fights, maybe just the main boss fights on Ethernet Rally, are going to be like simulated. And all you'll have to do is beat the Ethernet Rally bosses on each individual stage. So you do need to beat Ethernet Rally now before the next reset of Ethernet Rally. So that is in 8 days. So highly recommend doing that so you don't have to slog through it again. But like amazing. Then two other big changes, actually maybe just one big change is, oh no, it was two. They changed the difficulty of Terramaton all the way from Hell 3, Hell 4, and Inferno. Awesome. And then also they reduced a little bit of the difficulty on Sharon, which was super necessary. I don't know how much this changes that level, but reducing her HP, attack, and speed are all relevant, like indicators. So just an absolutely fantastic patch. I'm really proud of these devs. I did see the October numbers and they were quite good. I expected that because China had their full release. So it was a full first month. Now I'm expecting a dip, but how much of a dip, we don't know. Hopefully it's not huge so they can keep, churning out some new content. And again, I think they really need to do some kind of collab and they got to spend all of their money on the collab and have it be just a crazy event, bringing people back so we can get people playing this awesome game again. Right, guys? Okay, yeah, I just want to go over that, talk about the things maybe you should be paying attention to on your account now in preparation for the patch, because it's going to be an awesome one. And I hope you're looking forward to Navette and kind of my guide on her. So anyway, that's all we got. Appreciate you watching. Catch you on the next one. See ya.